Okay, inverse trig functions. We use the inverse trig function in order to find or solve for the angle. So in this case, in number 7 in our homework packet, we're given that the sine of theta, theta is the angle, is equal to 8 divided by 17. So we want to get 8 divided by 17 by itself. Or I'm sorry, the theta by itself. So in order to do that, we say that theta is equal to the inverse sine of 8 divided by 17. Now how you enter that in the calculator is actually quite easy. You're going to hit the second button and then you select whichever trig function you want. So in this case, the trig function we want is the sine. So we're going to hit the second button. We hit the sine, that gives us the sine inverse. And as you can see, it indicates the little -1 there, so you know that you're looking at the inverse function. Then we're going to do 8 divided by 17 inside the parentheses and hit enter. What we get is degrees, 28.07 degrees. Now if you did not get the 28.07 degrees, you need to click the mode button. Go into your mode and right here where it says radian versus degree, because unfortunately when you reset your calculator it's going to default to radian. So you have to select degree and hit enter in order to get it in degrees, in order to get the correct answer. So now let's solve something that's just a little bit more enticing here. So we have a triangle, and in this triangle we're given 2 sides and an angle. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to label these sides. So as I look at this, my angle here is 38 degrees, and I notice that this side is opposite. This one would be, the 17 would be adjacent, and obviously the longest side is always the hypotenuse. The 2 sides they gave me are the opposite and the adjacent. Now opposite and adjacent, which trig function has opposite and adjacent? Well, that's tangent. So that means the tangent of 38 degrees equals the opposite, which is t, over the adjacent, which is 17. So now we have to solve for t. Well, this is quite easy. We're just going to put this tan over 1 and cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you end up with 17 times tangent of 38. So I'm going to plug that into my calculator. 17 tan 38. And all you have to do is hit the trig function button. Make sure you close your parentheses. Now notice it's still in degrees, and this tells us that t is equal to 13.28. Now if we had units, we would put the units in, feet, inches, whatever it happens to be. Okay? Let's do another one. We're going to do number 17. Same packet. Okay? We're going to start by labeling our sides. Same thing again. I have an angle here that I'm given. This angle is B. And I look across, the 14 is the opposite side. Beside it would be the adjacent side. And the 32 would be the hypotenuse. So which 2 sides have I been given? I've been given opposite and hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse is sine. So I know the sine of B equals the opposite, which is 14, over the hypotenuse, which is 32. Well, now I have a situation like the very first problem, number 7, that we just worked. So I need to solve for B. So I'm going to do sine inverse of 14 divided by 32. And we're going to plug that into the calculator here. So we're going to go second sine 14 divided by 32. Close the parentheses, and I get that it's 25.94 degrees. So B equals 25.94 degrees. And that's how we solve using basic triangles.